here we go. Yes, 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 here we go.
Here we go.
I think it's got the flow.
You guys ready?
I'm showing my millennial side over
Keep
here.
it going. Keep it going. I like it.
Here we go. One more time. Everybody's feeling fine.
Look at me,
Here
Dad
we go
dancing.
now. Don't do what Justin Timberlake did. Don't
No.
drink and drive.
Don't
It's
do
bad
that.
for your health.
Don't do that. Hey, guys. Welcome back. Next edition of Monday Night Live. We're excited to be with you. Neisha's looking particularly radiant
Thanks, man.
this evening. And I'm here. And we're glad you're here, too.
No, I like your beard.
Oh, thank you so much.
It's a good beard.
Yes. This is a meat beard.
Hee-haw. Got my overalls on tonight.
All right. We're going to be hanging out with you guys for the next hour, answering questions, as many as we can. Try to keep your question short and sweet, but to the point, and include all relevant information so we can answer as many as possible.
Also, we have little blue wrench people in the chat. Those are our mentors,
Yes.
PhD coaches. They help us answer questions as well. So if they're chatting with you, pay attention because they are amazing. They also answer questions inside of our PhD community.
Yep.
If you want to come hang out more, you can go head over there.
Absolutely. Now, right now, before you forget, hit the thumbs up. Hit the heart.
Or thumbs down, whatever. We don't really
either
care.
way.
The algorithm
Just
doesn't care either.
interact. Don't just sit there. We want to hear from you. Okay, we're going to start with Demetrius.
Demetrius.
Demetrius, coworker and I got in a debate going on with carbs. Online says keto is 20 to 50 net carbs, but my coworkers say 20 to 50 total carbs. Which one do you think is right for keto? I'm a net carb guy. I bet you are, Demetrius.
What does that mean?
Well, net carbs makes it easy for you to greatly expand your keto. Our good friend Kim Howerton and I one time sat down and she figured out just how many total carbs she could eat on 50 net grams a day. And it was over 150 carbs a day. Total. Yeah. Count total carbs, Demetrius, especially if you're eating keto products, because they'll put only 2 grams of net carbs on the front and you turn it around and it's got oat fiber and wheat fiber and every other kind of chicory root fiber. Those things are partial carbohydrates. They turn into sugar too.
Also, it's really good if you're in doubt, if you and your friend want to have a debate, for you to both wear a CGM and also track your insulin spikes with those net carbs and total carbs. And probably the person eating net carbs is going to see way more spikes because you're going to have more total carbs.
Yes, get some science in here. I like that.
Yeah.
I like that.
Nice.
But now let me just also say this. Any of you guys who are currently following the net carbs and it's working for you currently, huzzah, keep doing that. It's fine. But if it stops working, it's time to count total carbs. And real keto is total carbs. And now B. Rose said, hit the thumbs up and share. Did you know you can share this video in a text message or an email? You can share it all over your favorite social media. That's how we reach new people who need to hear about a proper human diet, is by you sharing. The button's here. Just click it and then pick where you want to share it. It's easy and it's free.
We love seeing everybody in the chat. We always like to poke fun at some of the people that are trolling because it's fun.
Do we have trolls? I hope we have trolls.
I don't see any trolls yet, but let's be nice. Answer with some humor, but don't be mean.
Yeah,
it's not
don't
nice
be
to
rude.
be mean. Also, I see in the comments, Chris Cooking in Nashville.
Yes.
If you are not subscribed to his channel, you should be.
You're missing out.
The man has magnificent recipes that are carnivore. He shares some keto stuff too. His wife Ash, I think, is still keto. He is carnivore. He did carnivore tortillas, I think, this past week.
Chris Cooking Nashville.
Y'all.
Yeah, you need to be watching his channel.
He's a culinary genius.
Oh, here we got a question from Nello's Nook. Dr. Barry, we met at the CSC in Louisville. Las Vegas. Sorry. I'm emailing. Blah, blah. Oh, yes. So Nello's Nook wrote a carnivore musical.
Oh, nice.
If you will send that, Nello, send it to support@drbarry.com. And one of our people will take care of that. There's going to be 10 songs in the carnivore musical. And why could it be a puppet musical? Like, remember the vampire? What was that?
Sarah Marshall.
Yes, Sarah Marshall. That movie where he did the vampire puppet musical. That'd be so awesome. Yeah, I can't wait to hear this. And we might even try to fund this. We'll get some crowdfunding together to get this musical in real life.
Very interesting idea. For
yes, sure. I love it. I love it.
Thomas, how critical is ApoB protein? My ApoB is 134 on a statin, and brought my LDL of 170. What?
Because elevating, my doctor wants me on Zetia with the simvastatin or Zocor. So ApoB is the current sexy particle that everybody's wanting to talk about. Remember, 10 years ago, it was your total cholesterol's high. We've got to get you on Zocor. Then it was, well, total cholesterol is not really that big a deal, but your LDL is high. We've got to get you on that Zocor. And now, well, LDL is not that big a deal, but your ApoB is high. We've got to get you on, wait for it, Zocor. Come on. I predict within 5 years, nobody will be talking about ApoB. This is just the latest, greatest, sexiest, fattish particle to be measured in the human blood. I think that my opinion about total cholesterol and LDL cholesterol applies to ApoB as well. I'm not concerned about it. If your triglycerides are normal, if your HDL is normal, if your A1C is normal, and your fasting insulin is normal, I don't care much currently about what your ApoB is. But since I try to have a scientific mind, I'm happy to be proven wrong. If the research comes out to prove me wrong, I'll admit that publicly.
Lily wants to say hi.
Come on, Lily. Come on, baby. You want to see my poodle? Come on, baby. Come on. Come on.
You've been booping me.
You can't do it. You can do it. Come on up here. Come on, baby. Oh, there's Lily. Oh, Lily.
So Charles, let's give Charles a shout out.
Say huzzah, Lily.
Huzzah. Charles says, this is the way down 130 pounds since last March, 104 of which has been since starting Carnivore in September, off CPAP, blood pressure meds, ejection fraction normal from 26%, off my statin, and if ablation works, I'll be off all meds.
Charles, are you ready?
Amazing.
Come here, Lily. Hold your paw up. 1, 2, 3. Huzzah! Good job.
Okay. Go take a nap.
Yes. Oh, I'm sorry. Pardon me.
I'm fixing it for you. All right, Carl.
Carl, 85-year-old male, 5'9", 145 pounds. I love it that Carl is 85 and he's watching YouTube and commenting. I love that. Huzzah. Have been taking Quest protein shake each morning. Heard you say don't drink them. How can I get enough protein on a PhD without a protein supplement? How much is enough? So, Charles, the way humans have been getting enough protein for thousands of years now is eating meat until they're comfortably stuffed. That's how you get all the protein that you need. We got 2,100 people watching this right now. Not a single one of them needs any protein shake. I don't have anything against Quest protein. It's just a waste of your money. It tastes good. They're delicious. I've tried them. I've tried, which ones do we have?
Equip.
They're delicious. Keto Chow is delicious. You don't need any of them. Eat meat and eggs and seafood until you're comfortably stuffed. You will get exactly as much protein as you need.
Honestly, out of all the protein supplements, I would rather, and I know carnivore bars are expensive, but they are at least real meat and fat.
True.
And they taste amazing. Like I said, they're expensive. I have a discount code. I think it's
in the show notes if you want to try them.
Yeah.
But you don't need those either.
You don't need those either. But if it was between a protein shake to get your protein in and a carnivore bar, at least you're getting real meat, real fat. And they're really
I like Kelly Hogan's carnivore bars, which is just ground beef cut up in bars and then eat that. That's real protein. Also, Carl this is a good question. How much protein is enough? Nobody in the world knows, Carl. Even the highest level PhD researchers have no idea how much protein Carl needs. Okay? There's multiple variables. Does Carl lift? Does Carl run? Does Carl what's his body fat percentage? There's so many things that go into this. Nobody knows, Carl. But guess what? Biology's figured this out for you. If you eat fatty meat and eggs and seafood until you're comfortably stuffed, guess what? That's enough protein. You're welcome.
For most people.
Save your money. Save your money, Carl.
This is generalized information.
Yeah.
And this is also not medical advice. Okay?
Nav, 39 days carnivore, last 5 days Lion diet. Bloating a lot more online. How would one know if they have histamine intolerance? So if you didn't have a histamine problem on carnivore, you're definitely not going to have one on a line diet. By eliminating foods, yeah, you would. And so you would try, if you think that a particular food's causing bloating, you would eliminate that food for a week and then reintroduce it. You would experiment at home. You can do that. How sufficient are over-the-counter antihistamine meds? They work for acute short-term use, but you do not want to take them all the time. You want to figure out what's causing these symptoms. Also, keep in mind that bloating is not necessarily a sign of histamine intolerance. You may just be bloating. It may be coincidence, or there may be some food you're eating that's causing the bloating, but you're going to have to experiment at home until you figure it out. Robert, I have a local farmer, 100% grass-fed regenerative farming, but area was contaminated with PFASs and a lot of wells in the area testing high. Is that meat safe to eat? Probably. Keep in mind that if you tested any farmer's soil, it's probably got PFASs in it. Now, if you're close to a chemical factory or oil refinery, you may have higher levels, or a plastic factory. But I bet you money that his is not any higher than anybody else. Eat your meat.
Adam wants to know, have you eaten today, Dr. Berry? Have you eaten today?
I broke my fast at 3:30 p.m. with tuna and egg salad. I put a container of cod liver in it, and I also put some leftover ground beef in it, and then some zero-carb mustard, and I stirred it all up, and that's what I ate. I can literally eat anything.
So our egg salad consists of boiled eggs,
tuna,
chosen mayo, unless we make our own mayo, which we do often because Beckett is a very good mayo maker. We also make our own butter sometimes too. And then for me, I like to add pickles and onions. And sometimes you eat pickles and onions. Dr. Berry exposed. Yeah. Oh my God. Okay. Colin says, question, how did you go with your no coffee decaf experiment? Are you back on caffeine? Love you both.
Yeah, I went caffeine free for 90 days. And in the middle of that 90 days, I did no coffee, no caffeine, no coffee for 30 days. And the only difference I could tell, so 90 days, no caffeine. So don't tell me, oh, caffeine is doing this and then no. 90 days is long enough for me to tell the difference. And then 30 days of no coffee, no caffeine in the middle, that's long enough to tell if I were going to get some great benefit, I would have got it. I couldn't tell any difference at all, except I just missed having my coffee in the morning when I'm reading the damn news.
Some people see a huge change in their health.
But I didn't.
I didn't either when I did mine.
But now for some people, I think coffee's probably a big deal. Yeah, but not for me. Thank you,
Barb. Chris cooking Nashville.
Finally made it back to alive now that I have time. Love you guys, and thanks for all you do.
Yeah, Chris is a full-time YouTuber.
Yep. There, and if you type in Chris Cooking Nashville in YouTube, you find his channel, you subscribe, and then you now have the ability to cook carnivore meals at the level of a Michelin star chef.
I mean, it really is magical what he can do. He's also a member of our PhD community, and we love having him in there. Thank you, Beth. Holly. Holly has been with us for like 8 years now.
Holly's part of the family.
She is a part of the
Sonia, may I have 2 drops iodine? Recently, hyperthyroid Graves help so itchy. Yes, you still need iodine. Everybody needs iodine. Okay. If you have hyperthyroidism, you need to follow your doctor's advice, but also you need a daily supply of iodine. If you have Graves' disease, same applies. If you have thyroid cancer, you need to follow your doctor's advice, but also you need a daily source of iodine. All humans need iodine or they will
perish.
Die.
I don't know.
That's how we say it around here. Die. You will die without iodine. Okay. Even the 3 of you who are sitting there right now saying, well, I have an iodine. No, you don't have an iodine allergy. I've got a YouTube video about that will explain it to you. If I took all the iodine out of your body right now, like a televangelist, you are healed, and took the iodine away, you would be dead within 3 to 10 minutes. You are not allergic to iodine. No human is. It is impossible.
Before you.
Yes.
Granny Berry is watching, so say hi to Granny Berry tonight. And also, I have 3 original, handmade, hand-stitched, no machine involved, queen-size quilts that made by Granny Berry that I will be selling on her behalf, that she will get all the money. So if you were interested in buying a Granny Berry quilt, I bet Dr. Berry would sign it for you if you wanted him to. Yeah. I will be posting those on YouTube in my community and also inside of our PhD community first, in case someone in there wants to buy them. They get first access and first dibs to Granny Berry's beautiful quilts. They're all gorgeous. One of them is my favorite. It looks like blueberries, like the color pattern. It's gorgeous, but she literally does this all by hand.
Bonnie Blueberries?
Bonnie Blueberry quilt for you guys.
I love it. Fully Laden Swallow, best handle on YouTube. Hey, folks, I have a friend that's dealing with arrhythmia, facing ablation procedure. Thoughts on keto carnivore as an alternative treatment? Thanks and love you both. So whether it becomes an alternative treatment or an adjunctive treatment, adjuvant treatment, in other words, going hand in hand, they're going to benefit from eating a proper human diet. There are several arrhythmias that respond very well to a person being in ketosis and having very low normal levels of blood sugar, insulin, and CRP, HSCRP, inflammation levels. And so a few arrhythmias will go completely away if you just fix your diet, fix your life. Some you need to have the ablation, but either way, they need to be eating a proper human diet. Hope that helps. Hey, Beth, thank you so much. BBLL, hello. If I don't know if this is relevant, but I am a type 2 diabetic. So you're type 2 diabetic currently, but we're going to fix that. Should I be concerned my D-dimer has gone from 33 to 257 in a year? ER doc says I'm within normal parameters, so it's okay. It's probably okay. Follow up with your primary care doctor and let them look at the ER labs and maybe recheck your D-dimer. But I don't want you to be type 2 diabetic anymore. I want you to go watch my videos on this YouTube channel about type 2 diabetes, and I want you to reverse your type 2 diabetes. That'll be one less thing.
Fine.
That's what Forrest Gump says.
Ellen, this is a great question. I would like to have the tests you recommended, but my current doctor won't order them, says they're not necessary. Any suggestions as to how I can get these ordered? So Dr. Berry has on his list of things to do a series of videos talking about specific labs and how to get your doctor to order them. So like, what tips do you have right now, Dr. Berry?
So if you just want to get the labs and you don't want to argue about it, just go to the website ownyourlabs.com, O-W-N, yourlabs.com. And you can order them there. And then you go to a local lab, they draw your blood, they send it off, you get the results back. And then if you do find something abnormal, that's a teaching opportunity for your doctor. You can take those labs back and say, see what you missed by being a beep hole and not ordering this stuff? You should have ordered these. Now, if you want to be a little bit argumentative, you go back to your doctor and say, look, doc, I've been thinking about this and I'm concerned about my health and I want to be healthy and I'm afraid I'm unhealthy. And I have been learning about labs and I think these labs will help me tease out am I healthy or not. And I want you to record in my permanent medical record that I asked for these labs and that you refuse to order them. And I want you to put that in my permanent medical record. And then I'd like a copy of that when I leave today. Any healthcare providers watching just went, because yeah, that's going to put your doctor in a tight spot. If you love your doctor, maybe don't do that. But if you're like, I may fire you, I don't know, I would do that. And 9 times out of 10, any doctor, especially a lazy doctor, will say they don't want to be sued for liability. Oh my God, no. Okay, well, just tell me what you want and I'll order it. And they'll order them. So you can play that either way. Do you have a third? You say pretty please?
You can say pretty please. I think a lot of it comes from knowing your doctor and your doctor's personality and how to get them to do things. If you have a friend or a buddy, if you're in the PhD communities, a lot of our members get together and like hatch a plan for how to hack their doctor. So if you kind of buddy up and bounce things off, you can really understand your doctor's personality and kind of just like nudge them without them realizing that they're being nudged. You almost, let them think it's their idea.
We call that ninja level.
Ninja level.
Yeah. Now, here's one more thing you can do. And I recently was, who was I talking to? Who was Paul Mason, my good friend in Australia. He encourages all of his patients to record the doctor visit. He says you can record this on your phone. You have the right to do that in America as well. And so if I were you, I would take out the phone and hit record and say, you don't mind if I record this since it's my medical information, do you? And then say what I just said. And then watch how quickly they ordered the labs. But also, I want all you guys to start recording your doctor visits. You have a right to do that. Why would a doctor not want you to do that? That way, when you get home, you can listen to it again in case you miss something.
Take me to Middle Earth.
Neisha
Take me with you.
She says this at least once a week.
Take me with with you.
Take me to Middle Earth.
Hobbitses. I'm in my 4th week of lion diet, trying to reverse hypothyroidism. Feeling better. Do I need calcium plus the other vitamins I take due to deficiencies? Vitamin D, B12, magnesium, potassium, and a few others.
You're probably not deficient in calcium, but if you think you are, I've got an eggshell hack video on my YouTube channel that will help you with that. Plus, you'll get a lot of other minerals as well for free. You may not be able to reverse hypothyroidism with any diet. If any diet's going to do it, especially if it's an autoimmune condition, then lion diet may do it.
High fat.
But follow up with your doctor and get your labs rechecked, of course. D3, B12, magnesium, potassium. So you might want to keep supplementing with those. You're going to get plenty of B12 from the lion diet. You probably don't need to supplement with that. But the D, the magnesium, the potassium, maybe, maybe not. It's up to you.
Speaking of Take Me to Middle Earth and fantasy, I feel like, tell me, those fantasy lovers in the chat, don't you think Dr. Paul Mason would make a great Targaryen?
He does
like
look
he
like a
gives Targaryen vibes, doesn't he?
He also reminds me a little of the elves. He could be a
Yeah, that's what I mean. He gives off that ethereal vibe. Yeah. Dark Sky. 2 weeks ago, I ate 6-day old cooked chicken. Next morning, I had stomach pain. I still have it on and off, no vomit or diarrhea. What type of infection is likely? Maybe listeria. Sent stool sample off today.
It may be, but if you had listeria, you'd know it. What you probably did was you had just a touch of a viral gastroenteritis. So the viral count got just high enough to cause you a little queasiness and pain, but not enough to just give you the pukes and the squirts. This is probably going to go away on its own, but it's fine that you sent the stool sample off.
So yes, people agree. He does look like Matt Smith, doesn't he? I was like, Eamon?
Amy Phillips, hello from the mountains of North Arizona. Prayers for Rio Dosa, New Mexico. Yes. Childhood friend lost house. Oh man, sorry. Oh, it's terrible. Prayers to everybody involved in that. Zeke. How do you prevent kidney stones on carnivore? Now, you're under the false assumption, Zeke, that eating meat causes kidney stones. Kidney stones are not caused by eating meat. This is a common medical lie, okay? And the reason I say lie is because doctors should know better than that, but they're too lazy, so they don't. Kidney stones, 80% of the time, are caused by oxalates. So start eating a low oxalate diet. If you pass a kidney stone, you need to send it off for pathology to find out which kind you have, because there's about 15 different kinds. The most common is calcium oxalate, which is not caused by meat. Amy, no more diabetes, no more gout, no more GERD. My MS is in remission. CFS, FMS is better. All full-time antibiotics over 10 years for chronic UTIs gone. Kidney disease from a 3 to a 2 so far. How many conditions, guys, do you know somebody that's got one of these conditions that thinks I'm just stuck with this for life? That's not the case, okay? These chronic medical conditions very often respond to a proper human diet. Whether it's carnivore or keto, real whole food keto, not keto products. Deborah, I have had so many positive healing and changes since starting carnivore in February of 24, but I have also had 3 attacks of gout. Help. I would take a look, if I were in your kitchen, I would take a look at condiments, spices, rubs, sauces. Very often they contain things that could be leading to the gout flare-ups. It's not the meat causing it. It's something you're putting on the meat.
And if you're drinking alcohol, it could be the alcohol.
100% alcohol, yes.
And if your carnivore includes fruit, it could be the fruit.
Or honey, yes.
Or honey.
That's absolutely what
we have to say that
yes.
now, because like a lot of people are doing carnivore with fruit. So like if you're including that, that could be the
I think he calls it animal-based is what he calls it.
A lot of people don't.
That's true. Aaron how bad is it to have a cheat day once a week? It depends on multiple factors. Or should I say less than 50 carbs regardless? If you splurge, does your body soak up carbs like crazy? It's not like you're overly sensitive to carbs. You're going to soak up just as many as you would have otherwise. If you're making progress, Aaron, by doing hopefully it's 1 meal a week cheat, not 1 day. Most people after one big cheat meal, they're like, screw it, I'm not doing that. So try not to have a full cheat day. Have a cheat meal once a week. And if you're still making progress towards your health goals, then keep doing it. But if you stall, you know what to take out.
The goal is to continue to do better and better and better the longer you do this. So if you're having one cheat day, then you do one cheat meal, and then maybe it's one cheat meal every month, and then it's a few every 3 months.
Birthday and anniversary. Yeah. Mike, thank you, Mike, for the super chat. American Diabetes Society donation. Mike just donated. Come on, everyone, pitch in. If you'll go to GoFundMe.com and just search for American Diabetes Society.
Is there a link in the show notes?
I don't think I put it in the show notes. That's why I'm saying it like this. Yeah. You'll find it. And if you can give 5, 10, 20, whatever you can give comfortably, that's all we want you to give. But we're going to start a diabetes society that actually gives people with diabetes good nutrition advice that helps type 2 diabetics reverse their type 2 diabetes completely, and helps people with type 1 diabetes have a normal A1C and use 80% less insulin. That's the goal. It should be the goal of the ADA, but it's currently not.
All right. So if you guys want to come hang out in Tennessee, we are going to be at the Low-carb for Better Health conference on August 23rd and 24th. That's in Dixon, Tennessee, which is about a 40-minute drive west of Nashville. We'll be hanging out there with
Amanda Decker, Amy Berger, Chris Palmer, Roxana, one of our PhD coaches, is going to be speaking.
Yep.
Who else? I'm forgetting a couple of people.
I forget.
Yeah, there's more. There's more.
The website is,
Did you say you?
Oh, yeah. I'll be
Neisha speaking. She's there.
I think the website is linked. The tickets are still available, so you can come hang out at the VIP dinner if you want to spend a little bit more, or you can just come to the event on that Saturday and hear the speakers. It's a more intimate event, so if you're looking to have a little more time with the speakers, this is the one to come to. Mm-hmm. Plus, it's Tennessee, okay?
Yep. Tennessee. Chris Palmer is going to be there, who's literally leading the field of psychiatry in metabolic dietary changes to treat mental health conditions. So it's going to be a great conference. I can't wait. And then also, we're going to be in Louisville, Kentucky.
I don't have that on the ticker.
Have it. Yeah, it's down in the show notes. Though.
I mean, you don't have it on the ticker.
For What'd you do? Oh, for Ketopalooza. It's in Louisville, Kentucky in October. Mm-hmm. Yep. And there's a link in the show notes. If you're around the Louisville, Kentucky area, come see us and let's get an USSI.
And I think we have a discount code. I think it's just PhD. I think that gets you a little bit off of your ticket price too.
Nice.
All right. Recommendation for a good natural shampoo. Now, this depends on how natural you want to go.
Yeah.
So
the most natural shampoo of all is water. Literally, there are people who have not washed their hair with shampoo in years. And a lot of people that are still using shampoo are like, what the heck? That's got to be gross. No, you have about a week or two adjustment period. And then you're fine. You just wash your hair with water and it's fine.
I have a friend. Her name is Rebecca, and she has the most beautiful, curly, gorgeous hair. And I don't think she's washed her hair in 2 years. And I've been around her, hugged her, been close. She doesn't stink. Her hair doesn't stink. Right. It's gorgeous. Am I going to do that?
Yeah.
No, I'm not. But she can, and she does, and it's totally fine. And she doesn't smell bad. Her hair is fine and gorgeous. But if you want to wash your hair, if you're like me, Native makes a good shampoo. There's several others out there. You got to turn just like your food. Look at the ingredients, because it's like, this is a clean product, but like, how clean is it, right?
Right. And the ingredients in your shampoo don't matter nearly as much as the ingredients in your food, but they might matter a little bit. I use the Native body wash. I don't own shampoo.
And he doesn't use that anymore. He uses Squatch
now. I use Squatch now, but literally the bar soap, that's what I wash my hair with. And I barely even do that. You don't have to wash your hair and then rinse and lather and repeat. They just tell you that to sell shampoo.
It's good marketing, okay? And it's still working on me because I'm going to continue to do it.
So you tell 2 friends, and then you tell 2 friends, and so on and so on.
It takes a while, but to add on to that, because you didn't mention this doesn't happen. If you start not washing your hair, there's a hump, okay? Just like anything. Yes. Like, it's not going to be like, oh, this is fine. It's going to be weird for a minute, and then your hair and your scalp will adjust, and then you'll have, it'll be fine.
It'll be fine.
There is an adjustment period, okay? So
yes, absolutely. Carol, I take the 5 to 10 drops of daily minerals plus started 2 drops of iodine daily. Is this too much? No, this is not too much. A serving size of the daily minerals is a capful. That's the serving size. So I put 10 drops in each cup of liquid that I'm drinking. I was out working in the pasture earlier. So when I came in, I probably put 20 drops in this San Pellegrino water. And so I get a full serving a day, but I don't get it all at once. But you're not in any way taking too much of anything by doing what you're doing.
Thank you, Ben.
Hey, Ben. Thanks, man.
T. Smith.
My sister is 48 years old, had gallbladder removed years ago, has no medical issues, cannot tolerate anything animal-based, gets severe stomach cramps. What can she do? So there's nothing about eating meat that's going to give you stomach cramps. This could be psychosomatic. This could be she's just got a mental block. She may not like the thoughts of eating meat. If she gets these symptoms truly when she eats real human food, which is what meat is, she needs to go see her doctor because something's bad wrong with her stomach. Is she taking an acid blocker? If so, she needs to stop that immediately. But there's nothing about eating meat or eggs or seafood that's going to cause any stomach problem whatsoever.
Jennifer, keto is key to blood sugar control, reduced inflammation, better heart health, increased stamina, improved brain health. Yes, it is.
100%.
Now, I will say clean keto is key to that.
Real whole food keto. Yes,
yeah,
absolutely.
With lots of healthy fats and lots of protein, because you can do keto and not have enough protein. I've seen it done many, many times.
So although we are huge advocates of a real whole food ketogenic diet, this live video is not brought to you by any keto products whatsoever. No keto shakes, no keto bars, no keto cookies, no keto pancakes, no keto toilet paper. You don't need any of that to do keto right.
That's right. I have a cat hair.
Maybe the keto toilet paper, but
I'm sorry that I keep touching it, but
that was Jennifer.
Thank
you, Barb. Thank you, J-Dub.
Russ, diagnosed with IgA neuropathy in 2022. Nephropathy. This caused kidney damage and hypertension. Current GFR is 40. Can Ketovore help with kidney numbers? Does that include damage from this autoimmune disease? Yes,
but now you probably still have this autoimmune disease going on, at least in the background. But yes, nothing is going to protect your remaining kidney function more than eating a proper human diet. Very low in carbohydrates, very uninflammatory, full of fatty red meat. That's how you're going to protect your remaining kidney function.
Speaking of not being sponsored by, this is actually sponsored by you guys, the viewers, those of you who comment, who share, who like, who subscribe, and especially those of you who are in our PhD community and come in there and hang out with us and the PhD coaches. So if you do that, you are sponsoring this because that's who supports Dr. Berry. That's who makes these videos. Like, he doesn't have to go in and see patients and spend all his time in the clinic. He has all this time to make topic-driven videos on YouTube, to spend time in our community connecting with our PhD members, to spend time with our coaches, helping them teach you guys too, because this is a trickle down. Well, it's a grassroots movement, but it's like a trickle down too. Because
it's both.
It's both, right? Because really, a lot of people are doing this alone. We see this all the time. How am I supposed to do this? I can't stick to it.
My family's not doing it.
Do this with us. If you need support, we have a community. There's lots of communities out there. So find one that aligns with your health needs. We have a spectrum inside our group. So if you're not carnivore, that's okay. You can come in too. If you're just keto, that's okay. If you're ketovore, that's okay too. So if you want to come hang out with us, you can go to drberry.com, learn more, or you can just hang out with us on YouTube. That's okay too.
Absolutely. And thank you so much for sponsoring this video.
Zuri, I think is
next.
We
got that. Yeah, Zuri.
Oh my gosh, Loki.
Lord knows I need to say this again. Thank you both. I'm 30 years old, queen of yo-yo diets, carnivore for 2 months, 20 pounds down, inflammation gone. My 30s will be the start to true living.
Oh man, you're starting early. You've got
this. You got this. Zuri. And now keep in mind, Zuri Zen, if you do screw up and eat something off plan, don't sweat it. Just forget about it. Act like it never happened. Just be like, well, that was dumb. Don't let that turn into a day of being stupid, or a week or a month or 6 months of being stupid. One screw up, be like, oh, that was dumb. Okay, back on track, and act like it never happened. Forgive yourself. Don't feel guilty. Don't be mad at yourself. We're human. Stuff happens. Get right back on it and keep on going, because you know how good you feel right now. I want you to feel this good when you're 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90. I want you to feel just as good, and there's only one way to do it. That's to eat a proper human diet and live a proper human life. Jen can do it. Yes, she can. I fell off 2 weeks after eye surgery, was on it for 5 months. Today is day 1. So does that mean I can't count the 5 months? How do I reset? Gained 14 pounds in 2 weeks. See what I was just talking about? Diabetes is really high. So does that mean I can't count the 5 months? I don't know what you're wanting to count.
I think she's wondering if like if she has to start all over again. No, you don't have to start all over.
No, you're going to start from right where you're at.
You just say, okay, I had a bump in the road, and now I'm just going to keep going.
Yep.
It's fine. Just get brought back to it.
Yep.
You had a trauma, right? Okay, that's okay. You didn't do anything horrible. You don't need to go, eat only beef, butter, bacon, and eggs if you don't want to.
She didn't have to do penance.
You don't have to do penance. I mean, you just get back to what was working.
She didn't have to say 50 hail cowboy ribeyes.
No. I mean, and not unless you want to. If you want to do that sort of thing, that's okay too. But if you just get back to what was working, that's really what matters.
That's it. And just stick with it and realize how that 5 months, how did that one little cheat turn into 5 months? That's the thing you need to have a conversation with yourself about. How did that happen? Because that one cheat, that could be an accident. Be like, well, I was still on anesthesia and I had the pain pills, but 5 months.
Also, if you were taking any prednisone or anything like that, that could have also increased your blood sugar for that time.
And increased your appetite.
Yeah.
Elon fanboy, carnivore with chronic urticaria. Any extra lab you'd order to investigate the urticaria? I might check more markers of inflammation in addition to HSCRP. I might check an ESR. I might check the interleukin factors. I might check a tumor necrosis factor alpha. Talk to your dermatologist or your rheumatologist about if you need those extra things checked. Marnie Mac, just passed my 5-year anniversary of my new life. Thanks. You saved me.
Marnie.
You saved you. I just ran my mouth. You're the one that listened and then implemented. And you remained consistent and just kept going. You had a screw up. You ignored it. You kept going.
Yep.
You did it, Marnie Mac. Huzzah. Russ, 63-year-old male, 235 pounds, dieter for 40 plus years, hypogammaglobulinemia, carnivore for 4 months, daily 2,000 kilocalories. I don't care about calories. 95% beef, butter, bacon, and eggs, under 10 carbs per day, 0 pounds lost. So I don't know how tall you are, so I don't know how much overweight you are, Russ. I don't know what your body frame is. It's probably time. You're 63 years old. It's probably time to get a full thyroid panel, to get your adrenal labs checked, and to get your testosterone checked. That's probably what it's time for, Russ.
Freedom.
Sea-doo.
Freedom.
Sea-da. Freedom, Sea-da. So if I have Hashimoto since I was a youngin' and have a 6 centimeter nodule, it's a big nodule, was told to stay away from iodine, changing from SAD to carnivore would help. Would the nodule eventually go away? It will if you're getting enough iodine. There's no reason for you to stay away from iodine. Most thyroid, first of all, get your thyroid nodule thoroughly investigated by an endocrinologist plus or minus a ENT specialist. If they say it's benign, then you need more iodine. That's what's going to make the nodule shrink and eventually go away. Carnivore is going to help. Thank you, Thomas, very much. Beef liver supplements. What do you think? I think they're way less good than just growing up and eating your liver. Okay, but I know liver. I know. But I do think there's some benefits, but I don't think that we know how much benefits. I think they're a distant second place to actually eating liver. Keep in mind that chicken liver is also a superfood and cod liver is also a superfood. They're much milder. They don't have that livery taste like beef liver. Sheep liver's more mild. Calf liver is more mild. You got to learn to eat your liver. Go ahead.
I respectfully disagree.
Barb, thank you very much. Absolute truth. Finished 2 rounds.
Absolute truth.
Oh, absolute truth. Sorry. Finished 2 rounds of antibiotics 4 months ago. Ruined my stomach big time. This is temporary. It's not permanent. Pain every time I eat since. Been carnivore for 6 days and helps quite a bit so far. What may be going on? It may be candida, but probably not. You probably just have a bacterial imbalance in your large intestine that's giving you gut symptoms. You might even have inappropriate bacteria that have backed up into the ileum, the terminal portion of your small intestine. And so carnivore is going to help rebalance all this. Just give it time and eat your meat. Beef, butter, bacon, and eggs for the win. Thank you, Chandler, very much. Tina, does it make you cringe when carnivore keto parents feed their kids a sad diet saying they don't want to impose it on their kids?
I think we all have to have some empathy here and understand that depending on how old your child is, that making them have that big of a change, kids are hard. Even if you're not messing with their
extra layer of complexity,
Cheetos, right? You know, so like let the parents change their diet first, get over that hump, and then they're going to have this the patience to move on. And I think that most parents do eventually move on to their kids and try to implement those things. But it doesn't make me cringe because I understand that parenting is hard.
Neisha and I are both students of human nature. We study humans almost more than we study medicine and nutrition. What's going on for many people, Tina, is that they're doing keto or carnivore just to lose weight. They don't know all the benefits that eating a proper human diet can have. They don't know that is the proper human diet. They're just like, no, I heard you lose weight on carnivore. I'm going to do that. But I ain't going to make my kids do it because they don't understand the health benefits. It's not just about weight loss, but they don't know that yet.
I mean, sometimes, but I think a lot of it is that they're trying to fix yourself. That's hard enough. And then fixing other people, like that's another step too. So that's an added layer of hard work. And so maybe they're just not ready to take that on yet. That's what I give people grace. And I know that they're going to find out more information and then make that step. And also if you have teenagers, making them change their diet on top of everything else that a teenager is going to do. Whereas our kids were born eating this stuff. Like they don't even know what a Cheeto looks like, you know? So,
Bonnie calls meat skins cookies. What did Beckett, he used to call something.
He called pork rinds cookies.
Cookies, yeah. They call them cookies or chips.
Bonnie calls hamburgers cookies.
Yeah, that's her cookie.
And she calls pork rinds carn, like that.
Carn.
I want some carn. I don't know why she does. Our kids are so funny.
Carol Pack says, continue to constantly have rumbling legs. Please help. Hard to sleep. I don't really know do you mean restless legs? Is that what you mean, Carol?
That's probably what
if so, if you're keto, you need to do 90 days of just beef, butter, bacon, and eggs to get that insulin level down and to get the inflammatory levels down. And definitely, if you haven't seen your doctor about this, see your doctor because there are some medical conditions that can cause similar symptoms. H-Town, hey kids, been doing carnivore about a month, been rotating beef, butter, bacon, and eggs. Roasted chicken, pork roast, brisket, smoked turkey, and steaks. My question is, how much is too much sausage? There is no such thing. If it's good quality sausage, that's just pork.
Unless you are someone who has a sensitivity to it.
Right.
And then you would know. When I eat pork, I have problems. I have bloating. I have gas. I have IBS. I have a headache. You know.
People think that processed meat is somehow, by definition, magically bad. All processed meat is ground up meat plus spices plus salt.
And sometimes sugar is occurring.
Yeah, but don't get that kind.
Check the carb count on things.
If you took a ribeye and you sprinkled some spices and some salt on it, the exact spices and salt that are in sausage or bologna or hot dogs, would that make the steak junk? But then you would throw it away because it's not good for you?
I mean, it depends on who you ask.
No. Bologna and sausage and hot dogs are just ground up meat. They're meat. They're 99% meat, and they've got some spices and salt. Now, if they've got a bunch of junk ingredients, don't buy that brand. Buy the brand with the fewest ingredients. That's meat too. There's nothing bad about it. Bacon is sliced up meat. It's not even ground up. They just slice it and put some salt on it. And sodium nitrate, that's a salt. Sodium chloride is also a salt. We've been curing meat for 8,000 years, guys. Come on. Bacon is not some kind of, it's processed meat. Come on, shut up. Meat is meat, okay? If you grind up grains too much, that becomes ultra processed food. That is absolutely bad for you. You can grind up meat as much as you want. It's still just ground up meat. Eat your meat. Don't worry about stuff. Don't sweat the small stuff. Okay, I don't know what happened there. 313 Detroit. Type 2 diabetic, currently. Fatty liver disease, currently. Triglycerides, 308, currently. Doctor freaked out and gave me a bunch of pills. Can I reverse this with full carnivore? You can reverse all three of those completely by eating a carnivore diet. Yes. Within 3 to 12 months, you will no longer be a type 2 diabetic. You'll have a normal A1C. Within 1 to 6 months, your fatty liver disease will be completely gone. And within 1 month, your triglycerides will be down under 150. And so you can take all that bunch of pills and take it back to your doctor and say, I fixed this with diet. Wouldn't you like to know how I did it? Barb. Hey, Barb. Went carnivore 3 months ago, lost 25 pounds. Triglycerides went from 161 to 141, but my HDL stayed the same. HDL stayed the same at 47, that's not bad for a woman at all. Why didn't it go up? A1C went from 5.9, which is pre-diabetic, down to 5.1. All your labs moved in the right direction. Your HDL is still fine. It's probably going to go up later. Keep doing what you're doing. Huzzah.
Thanks,
Doopy. Jennifer.
Can I still do a PhD without 100%. Eating eggs?
Some people are sensitive to egg whites. It may be the whites that you're reacting if you're reacting, but yeah, you don't have to eat eggs to eat a proper
Do you just not like eggs, maybe?
I love eggs, and I recommend you eat them, but if you don't want to, you don't have to. You can also, remember, there's more than one kind of egg. There's duck eggs, quail eggs, fish eggs, goose eggs, lots of eggs. Eileen.
Cindy.
Bought suet to raise my fat ratio, grilled some on my griddle along with my New York strip today, and it was surprisingly tasty. Is this okay? Yes. Yeah. It's more than okay, Cindy. Yes, you bumped up your fat percentage with super healthy ruminant fat. Yes, I love that you did that. Tasadahaka. Was just told I've tested positive for scleroderma. I also have Alports. Both are connective tissue disorders. I've been keto for 5 years and carnivore for 6 months. So these are connective tissue diseases. And in many cases, there is a genetic component. You are still going to benefit tremendously from being on a carnivore diet. It's not going to cure either one of these conditions, but it is going to help you be healthier overall.
Oh, he did that twice. Okay. Kimberly, 1 month and 1 day carnivore, helping me quit alcohol too.
Yep.
48 years old, was 230, now down to 213. Huzzah! Thanks so much for
doing huzzah
what you two are doing.
Yes.
Triple beanie. Amazing.
I love it. Huzzah, Kimberly.
Barb, is this the same question? Yes, it's the same question. Okay, let's see what's going on in the comments over here. Wow. Okay. How much fat is too much?
When you're sick of eating fat.
When you have the runs.
Yeah. So you want to eat the fat that comes with the meat. You want to cook your meat in butter or lard, and you want to put a little butter on top of your meat. That's plenty of fat. If you're eating 7 sticks of butter a day and you're gagging because you're like, I hate this butter, I don't know why I'm eating, you're eating too much fat. If you're eating bacon grease out of the bacon grease container and you're like gagging, then you're eating too much fat. But if the fat tastes delicious and you love it, it's impossible to eat too much fat if you listen to your taste buds and listen to your appetite.
DA Firma Training Center and Kimono Company. Great
Kimono
information.
Company. I'm getting you a kimono.
I have several. I love kimonos. Great information. Looking to learn more. I am a former PA, MPH from the Navy, and future
naturopathic
doctor, if you know what that is. Nutrition is part of the profession.
Yes.
Any training available?
The training we currently recommend is the Primal Health Coaching.
Well,
that will make you a Primal Health coach, but that'll teach you the vast majority of the principles that we talk about.
Yeah, you really, I mean, what is it that you're wanting to do? I guess is like, do you mean for bringing keto into your PA practice? I don't know of anyone doing training specifically centered for practitioners.
For providers, yeah. I don't know of anybody doing that yet.
I think that is something that needs to be done, and we have talked about this at length, and no one is doing it.
Watch this space. There may be something coming in the coming months.
Yep.
Why
did you move?
Because we're at the bottom.
Yeah, I know, but I was.
Oh, you had one. Okay.
Well, I don't anymore.
Papa Carnivore.
We were on a live stream with Nia, I think, and they were saying drinking coffee is bad.
Yeah. For some people, they're quite sensitive to coffee. The vast majority of people are not sensitive to coffee. Human beings have been using coffee in some form for thousands of years. So it's probably not a big deal, but for some few people, it might be a big deal.
This is so funny. We see this a lot. It's carnivore for years. Any ideas? While multiple gray hairs have turned brown again. This PhD thing is great.
Yeah, we hear this. Now, this does not happen
weird.
to everybody. I see. I've still got a few.
I do too.
She got a few. But for some people, and more than likely what it is the reason they have gray hairs is because they have a mineral deficiency. Some people just have gray hair because they just do. For me, it's not a mineral deficiency. We get our daily minerals daily, plus get all the minerals from the meat and eggs that we eat. But I think some people, they have prematurely gray hair because of mineral deficiencies. And when they start eating the nutrient density that is a carnivore diet, all of a sudden they've got the minerals that they were missing and the hair goes back to brown.
Zuri, will there be a PhD Las Vegas conference soon? Thank you both again for all the knowledge. It's 110 degrees. I don't blame you for not coming. We're actually going to be in Vegas in a few weeks, but not for a keto conference.
Yep.
First little business thing. But we have several friends that live in Vegas. One of our friends,
Yep.
Dave Feldman, has
Yep.
put on a conference there, and I think he's doing it again. So we will be there for the next one when he does his.
Wendy's exactly right. I can't believe I forgot this. So the Society for Metabolic Health Practitioners does offer a training certification. So if any of you guys are healthcare providers and you want to get metabolic health certified, you can get that through the Society of Metabolic Health Practitioners or Providers. Yes, that's absolutely true. I forgot about that. Thank you for reminding me.
Okay,
Just one?
Yep.
Yeah. Jeff, 10 weeks carnivore, down 25 pounds. 3 days in, all of my debilitating long COVID symptoms are gone.
Wow.
We keep hearing this. When people really adopt a strict, proper human diet, those long COVID symptoms get much less severe. Allergy is gone. Feeling great. Thank you. Thank you, Jeff, for sharing that.
Adam, is it possible I have to become fat adapted again after reversing my gastric bypass?
If so, it's only going to take a few weeks. It's not a big deal, Adam. Just eat your fatty meat.
From Scotland. Where did you go? There you are. We have the best free range meat and eggs. It's taken for granted. We're going to come hang out with you guys and eat that because we want to see.
It might be a minute, but we're coming for sure.
What do you? Wait, no, that was someone talking to someone else. Hang on. Oh, okay. Jana says, what can you eat to lower your resistance to staph infection?
A proper human diet. Staph is a bacteria. All bacteria love sugar. If you're going to try to grow bacteria in a petri dish in a lab, you feed it sugar. And so when you're eating too much sugar, you've got too much sugar in your bloodstream, and that goes all over your body. That's why so many people, when they stop eating all the excess carbohydrates, chronic bladder infections get better, chronic sinus infections get better, chronic ear infections, chronic infections anywhere, chronic skin infections, all these things get better because you're not a petri dish full of sugar anymore for the bacteria.
Dr. Gray, you don't seem to mention the other white meat often. When I eat it, I don't feel as great afterwards as I do with beef. What is your take on pork?
That's why I don't mention it as often. I think pork is fine. It is a meat. But I think that ruminant meat, the meat from beef and sheep and goats and venison and other ruminants, there's a long list of ruminants all around the world. I think that is the best meat for humans. Pigs are monogastric mammals. They do not have the magical stomach that ruminants have. Their meat is fine, but it's not perfection like ruminant meat.
Speak for yourself. I eat pork every single day.
Yeah, I eat pork. I'm not afraid of pork.
but I eat it every single day.
She does.
I love it, and I feel amazing on it. But like some people don't. Just like you said, you don't feel.
I feel better when I eat predominantly beef. That's when I feel my best. Or we've been eating a lot of sheep lately.
Yeah, because we had some taken to the.
They went to market. They went to market. How many of you guys, when you were a kid, you remember this little piggy went to market? This little piggy stayed home. You thought the piggy was going shopping? Tell me. I'm not the only one that thought the little piggy was going to town, to like going to the 5 and dime.
It's a meme now. Nav, been carnivore over a month, haven't lost weight or changed waist size. What can I change?
It's time to get a full lab panel, have the full thyroid panel, get all your adrenal labs checked and your sex hormones, Nav. There's a hormonal issue that's keeping you from losing weight if you're truly strict carnivore and you haven't lost weight. And I don't know your your body fat percentage. I don't know how tall you are, how much you weigh,
also,
so I don't know.
We don't know how much you're eating, if you're eating enough, if you're only eating once a day, and how old you are. There's a lot of things that can come into play. Sheila, I have a non-functioning neuroendocrine tumor, just over 1 centimeter each. What should I be eating?
Can you know what I'm going to say?
Roll, please. No one is going to know.
You should be eating a proper human diet, Sheila. And if you don't know, you're like, okay, but I don't know what that is. You can get a free guidebook. It's about 20 pages long. It's down in the show notes. I'll email you a free copy. Okay. The Proper Human Diet book. Guidebook. It tells all the principles.
Do you have the right link?
I think so. Yeah. It's off drberry.com.
Okay. drberry.com. That's all you need to know. You knew we used to have like 5 different websites. It was like Shop PhD and PhD Health Community.
So if
drberry.com is the only thing you need to remember.
Oh, so if people want to get the Proper Human Diet t-shirt,
drberry.com.
What about if they want the beef, butter, bacon, and eggs t-shirt?
drberry.com.
What about the huzzah t-shirt?
No, okay. drberry.com. Join the community, drberry.com. Newsletter, drberry.com. Free download, drberry.com. You just want to see his face on a website, drberry.com. Like,
that sounds super easy and convenient.
It is, isn't it? It's
That's
almost
cool.
like, you should have a website. Anyways, we have finally got that back up and running. So go check it out. Get on the newsletter list because you want to be on that list. And we're not going to tell you why just yet. I promise you.
There's some special treats coming.
Little Easter eggs for those of you who open your emails.
Back in the old days, little piggy stayed home, so we ate him. But the piggy went to market, but he was not going shopping. That really messed me up when I figured out.
All right, guys, we are nearly done here. Pick a few more questions.
Here's one right here. Monkey Shredder. Does coffee straight raise blood sugar? And most people know. I'd say in 95% of people, Monkey Shredder, no. The answer is no. You can wear a CGM and drink coffee and you'll see flatline. Now, some few people, it seems like that coffee does raise blood sugar. I'm not sure how. I mean, coffee does have a few carbs in it, but you wouldn't think that they'd be that sensitive. And I know there's a bunch of you going, wait, coffee got carbs? Yeah. That cup of coffee on average has 1 to 4 grams of carbs in it. It's a plant food. So yeah, it does have some carbs, but also for some people, coffee will raise their triglycerides in a small percentage of people.
All right. Miguel says, isn't bacon cured in sugar, which spikes insulin?
Yeah. So curing with sugar doesn't mean that there's actually sugar still in the meat. You can tell if they've added sugar because the bacon tastes super sweet. We went to Rodizio Grill. Is that the one? And they had bacon on the salad bar.
Candied bacon.
And I was like, yes. And I got back and it was like coated in sugar.
With candied bacon.
It was awful.
But sugar is used in the curing process. There are brands that don't use sugar. I like Peterson's, spelled with a D, P-E-D, Peterson's. They're a really good brand. There's other brands out there on the market. But if you're like, I don't want to pay that much for bacon, just pick up the packet, turn it over, look at the total grams of carbs, and pick the lowest that you can find.
Yep. My Kyoto fiance diagnosed with type 1 diabetes 1.5 months ago. She's been carnivore for 1 month. She's 22 and has signs of cataracts. Got her Bernstein's book as well. Any ideas how to improve her health and CPEP? You're doing it. This is it. She needs to memorize Dr. Bernstein's book about type 1 diabetes, and she needs to eat a carnivore diet. 100%. That's it. She will live to be 100 with none of the diabetic complications she would have had otherwise.
Lovely. Our Epic brand pork rinds, healthy. Thank you. Yeah, but you need to always turn the package over and look at the ingredients because even the good brands sometimes sneak in some naughty ingredients.
If it'll save money, they're gonna do it.
Well, it's not necessarily that. It's just that they may have flavors, and those flavors may have sugar or maltodextrin, and maybe you're trying to stay away from those things. So always check the ingredients list. If it just says pork and pork fat and salt, then that's pretty good.
And I'm pretty sure Epic fries theirs in bacon grease.
No, they're baked usually. Most of theirs are baked.
Oh.
But 4505 brand, another really good brand of pork.
Delicious. What was that new one you got? It was
Max,
really good.
They use pork fat to fry theirs in. There's several other brands that are good. You just always look in the ingredients. And I mean, if it's that or the potato chips, the pork rinds are the better option, right? If you're at the gas station, if you're going to Buc-ee's, okay, summertime, y'all going on trips. If you're going to Buc-ee's and the best option is pork rinds, Get the pork
Get
rinds.
the pork rinds and the brisket without sauce.
Yes, you can ask for them. No bun, half a pound, no sauce, and they will put it in a little bowl for you with a fork. Yep.
I eat so much brisket every time we go by Buc-ee's. Carol says, very frustrated. No one knows why legs rumble. I was diabetic, 280 pounds down to 150 now. Carnivore saved my life, but my legs rumble. This may be permanent neuropathy, Carol. Most people's neuropathy gets better. You may have done so much damage that it's permanent. I don't know. I would definitely go see a neurologist if you haven't already. There's extra testing they can do. If you haven't seen a vascular surgeon, not for surgery, but for the testing they can do, this may be a vascular disorder making your legs rumble.
All right, guys, that wraps up the hour. If you are not done hanging out with us, you can head over to drberry.com, join our community. We do extra live streams in there, and you also get access to our PhD coaches. And also, you're surrounded by a community of people doing the same thing you are. And we make a huge effort to keep this community safe and protected from crazy people.
Safe, productive, and collegial.
Yes.
And polite.
And if anybody, is mean or we don't tolerate that stuff, we kick them out and we give them a refund because we want you guys to feel like you have a supportive community where you're not being picked on.
Like a real family.
Listen to, and if you need help, we're here to help you. And if you're like, I just want to do keto for now, I'm not ready for Ketovore, I'm not ready for carnivore, guess what? That's okay too. Yeah. So whether you're keto, Ketovore, carnivore, doesn't matter. You're welcome in the PhD community. And
if you're none of those, you're welcome as well. Sure. And we will take your hand and we'll teach you how to do proper human diet right.
That's right. Yes. All right. So either we'll see you in the community or we'll see you, I think next week we'll be here.